Mama told me, boy, don't be nobody's fool. Daddy taught me how to break up all the rules. Where the hell was you when I was skipping school? Ain't it funny how you could learn a lesson from a fool? But things changed for the better or worse. My grandpa died, I ain't get to visit the church. Was only 7 when it happened, but my feelings was hurt. Guess that's part of the pain that manifest on the earth. Now time travel, cause ain't shit changed. Niggas are still slaves, getting minimum wage. Mentally insecure in a delicate phase. So gone, they attack you if you show them the way. But hey, I just let the facts fall where they may. Hopefully around the summertime we call it a day. Burn the building with the house niggas stuck in their place. Not skin color but politically it's about that race. Now listen, mama told me, boy, don't be nobody's fool. Be no fool.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the DmtsRadio radio show. Today I have a guest with me, Aiden Outlaw. How's it going, Aiden?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Good. This man right here, see, I'm about to tell you, this man right here been consistent with getting up here on the DmtsRadio radio show, man. I love his grind and his passion. I had to get up here. I actually seen you perform too at the Sunday Supper.
Word.
Shout out to G Money the Prince, for
shout
putting
out
on
to
that
G
show.
Money.
How's everything, man?
Pretty good.
Can I have my arm back first?
Yeah, things have been pretty good. I mean, I've just been working, just trying to promote myself really well. I do have a couple singles coming out that I've been working on. Just been trying to build my library of music and been trying to progress. That's pretty much it.
Yes, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And I like your grind. I like your grind. I like your your confidence and you just wanting to do this as like really do it. Some people want to play around with it.
Exactly.
Ever since you sent me your information and your files, I've been reading and looking at your stuff and your content, and you really do this. I want to get I think I have Meriden, Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Meriden. I think I had who I had up
Flacco.
there. Oh, Flacco,
yeah,
right?
Shout out to Peso.
Yeah, shout out to Flacco. Yeah. Okay. I was like, I know I had Meriden in here. Definitely. So, tell me a little bit about yourself, man, as far as, just life, growing up.
Well, I'm 20 years old, so I'm pretty young. I was born and raised right in the Dirty Den. I mean, pretty much my mom was a singer, so I've been around music all my life.
Nice.
And so she used to bring me to her shows, everything like that. So I pretty much saw a lot of it at an early age.
Wow, nice.
So that kind of pushed me a lot to do music. I started with pretty much the guitar. I just, played around with some instruments, but I never really got good at them because I was playing sports more. And I was really into football. And I played football all the way from 8 years old all the way up through high school. And I was like the quarterback and stuff. So it was pretty much, I was like, nah, I'm trying to go to college. I'm trying to go to school and play football because that was my dream. But then I got a couple injuries, dislocated my shoulder, tore my MCL, my PCL, my knee. So then I started thinking a lot about other options and other things that I could do to fill my spare time. And music definitely was one of those avenues. And my boy Dex, who's here, me and him, we linked up. We started doing little stupid ciphers and stuff. And he got a MacBook. And then there we recorded our first song because this kid was talking trash to him at lunch. So we made a diss track to him. And right there, it kind of took off. We got a couple hundred, but it was all the kids in our school. And everyone was going crazy about it. So kind of pushed me to rap more. And then about I want to say the beginning of this year, 2017, I started taking it a little more serious and wanted to push harder in it. Got you.
So that's a nice little little journey.
Yeah.
Being in a short span of time, it's like you portray yourself like you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you take do you work on your craft to the point where it's more natural to you?
I mean, not necessarily. There is always room for more improvement and everything like that. But I do have a natural sense for music just because my mom was a singer, so I've always had just some understanding, because she showed me so many good things, like at an early age, like just like one of my first words was like Stevie Wonder, like
wow.
So it's just like I've always known music, and I've always just been listening it and absorbing it, and like that helps me more. And plus I just always study the greats and stuff, always. Like
so you have that real soul hip hop background, you know, from your parents.
Exactly.
That's great, man. That's great. So being that you're, you know, 20 years old, how was it growing up around that type of music, and where a lot of young, you know, kids today, they don't really, you know, gravitate to that type, you know, how is that different?
It was definitely a lot different. Like, I mean, especially when I was younger, like, kids were always listening to Lil Wayne and stuff, and I really wasn't on that wave. Like, I didn't really like Young Money, and I was always listening to like Nas and Tupac and Big L, KRS-One, and like my mom had all the old mixtapes and stuff, like dudes that like stuff that they never even released, like she just had them. And like, so I would always ask these kids about, you know, all these artists, and they'd be like, who's that, and then I would show them, and like they'd be on the bus and they'd start bumping it the next day or something, you know. Like, it was just a lot different, because like because the kids didn't really like see things the way that I saw things. But I mean, I feel like everything's kind of progressing towards that direction, even though it looks a lot different now. I think everything is getting to like that point of where it was in the 90s, where everyone is like doing their own thing, you know.
And where does that root from with your mom having that background? Is that in the family? Your mom always been into like that type of music? Yeah,
like she grew up in Wallingford, Connecticut, and she was a little white girl. It was mad funny. You know, she said that her parents wouldn't even, like my grandparents wouldn't let her listen to like R&B and all that other stuff, but she said that she bought her first CD, and I'm trying to think of who it was. I think it might have been Aretha Franklin or something like that. And like it really got her into it, and like she started just buying more and more like R&B and like hip hop stuff, and like that's pretty much how. And then she also started singing like black churches and stuff. So like that kind of brought her into that mold, and like.
And that's where that soul comes from. And
exactly.
That's good, and she was able to pass that down to you.
Exactly.
No, that's good. So you're actually coming into the music game with some sort of, you know, history.
Yes.
You know, history, and that's good. And then your style, you know, you have a different style. You have a style that make people want to listen. You know, because I haven't heard all your music, but I heard some of them where you slow it down for us. You know, you slow it down.
Like I always try to keep it clear, and like I want people to hear what I'm saying, number one, and I also want to send messages. You know, I want to send people something that is going to make you think about the everyday life, and like make you, you know, expand on what you just see normally, like, and just think about, you know, what are you really doing with yourself, you know, and what is really happening around you. Like, is everything really what everyone says it is? You know, it's just, I mean, I'm young, so I always like keep learning things every day, and it's just, people just need to keep learning, just regardless, you know. So like, just don't ever stop learning.
No, you're right. And in your music, is that like one of your main, you know, purposes? Like, is it to really give people true art and give them messages?
Yes.
Is that one of your main purposes?
Definitely.
Why is that so important?
Because I definitely feel like a lot of people aren't showing, especially the youth, the right direction to go. I mean, like, sure, you know, it's cool having all that money and having all the girls and all that other stuff, but in the end, being real is all that matters. And you're not going to have longevity if you ever wanted to be somebody successful if you're just talking about that party and stuff and all that other crap, because it's just not, it's relevant, but it's not relevant to like a normal person, someone who's like working all the time, someone who just, you know, they're struggling to put something on their plate. Like, you're giving somebody false dreams in a big sense, you know. And like, I don't know, I just feel like I want to guide people towards the right direction, and then just give them a positive message as well. Not think negatively, but just always keep progressing, and just think about improving yourself.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And that's powerful because, you know, that's one of the reasons that this platform was built.
Yeah.
You know, I respect people for what they do.
Exactly.
But I wanted to attract people like yourself. You understand?
Yeah.
I think our biggest purpose is to give a direction and path and pave the way for the next generation.
Yeah.
And to do it through music, something that you love to do.
Yes.
You know, is amazing.
Exactly.
You know, so as far as your direction in the music industry, you know, right now technology and internet, it got us to the point where we don't have to sign record deals.
Exactly.
You know, is that the direction you looking to go, straight independent?
Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to like sell out by any means, or, I mean, I've been doing this myself for this whole year pretty much. I've been like, especially the business aspect of like music, it's definitely been a biggest learning experience I've had. Like just like copywriting your music, just like getting your music out there, and like the amount of money and time that it takes to get out there.
Yeah.
So damn, I just lost myself.
Yeah. No, you're good.
But
and I see it, and I see where you was going, but what another thing though I wanted to say too is that when I first met you, like when you performed over there, I get a different vibe from you, which is a good thing, you know, because I didn't have time to spend. But you're real confident, and you're comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to music, you know, and being an artist, that's one of the number one, you know, things that a person has to take with them. You have to be comfortable in what you're doing, you know, because it gives you a sense of what is the word I'm looking for? Like when you're comfortable in doing music, it flows. You know, it's almost like this interview. You know, it's just going, it's flowing.
Exactly.
You feel me? We ain't really, you know,
It's a vibe.
reading. Yeah, it's just a vibe. You know. That's what I like that about you, and then you just sitting here right now. You know, it's just it just gives me a whole different vibe than when I listen to your music and when I read your bio.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like you. You know.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
that's good, and just feeding off that energy, which you were saying earlier, is it's that positive, you know, that positive energy that you want to give people. I see that when you drop your music, you get a lot of views. Like I know one of your you know songs or albums got over like almost 200,000 views.
Yeah,
like, you know,
my
people
first
gravitate, right?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Definitely.
That love, right?
Yeah, that's what really, really pushed me, because I got a social media manager, and he has like over 50,000 followers. Shout out to Antoine.
Wow, nice.
But he came through. Like I just met him. I met a lot of people at where I work at. I work at a little vape shop.
Okay.
And I met him there, and like I was talking to him about my music, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like I used to run this account and blah blah blah." And as soon as I signed him, it came through clutch. Like as soon as I dropped that tape, 15K, and I was refreshing the thing up every 2 seconds, and it was going up like 200 every second. I'm like, yo, and I was just bugging out. It was just crazy, and like that really made me want to go even crazier, and like and just like, wow, I can really do this. Like it gave me way more confidence, because before, like my songs would get like 300 400 like just like normal, but I really wanted to crack that 1,000 peak, and like once I saw it get over 10,000
it was
off
a wrap.
the first one, I was like, oh my god. So like it just choked me up.
And what was the name of that first mixtape?
It was called Aware.
Aware.
And it was the all-seeing eye pyramid,
Mm-hmm.
and I just pretty much wanted to promote, like, you know, just be aware of what everything is happening, and especially like with what's going on with our politics and all that other stuff. So it's very a weird time right now.
Yeah.
I just feel like everything happens for a reason. I mean, definitely me getting those views is for a reason. Me wanting to go to the show, like that G Money that where you met me at, that was for a reason, because I'm here now.
Definitely.
And because, you know, I just feel like in the end there's always going to be a positive ending, but people just need to stop worrying so much, and they just need to really concentrate on better improving themselves and just be the best that you can be.
Yeah.
Because that's all that matters. You know, as long as you're the best as you can be, then you could help anybody else that you want. You just need to love yourself. Like, a lot of people don't love themselves, and that's why it's hard for them to love other people and to create good relationships with people. And that's why a lot of this stuff is happening, because a lot of people just don't love themselves right now.
Wow. And you say you're 20?
Yeah.
How many books you read a day?
None. It's crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I definitely do not read that much. I should read a lot more.
Yeah. So, but what it is it's like you have a difference. You have a different skill set of picking up information.
I definitely observe a lot, and I do have a lot of like social interaction. I'm not like afraid to talk to people, and so like, you know, I hear a lot of people's problems and stuff. Like, working at the vape shop, I mean, it's like being a therapist, because a lot of people they go there to get off cigarettes, and they're very stressed because that's why they smoke, and they're very stressed out. And like, even being there, you learn a lot, just because like they're very depressed, you know, like, and seeing people like that, it's like you don't love yourself, and like that's why a lot of people are just gravitating towards the negative side of things, because they get kicked while they're down, and then they just feel even more down. But I've seen very low points, because that's how it was growing up, you know. Like, you know, my mom had to struggle. She was a single parent. When she would work all day and night, I would be watching my brother or something, you know, when we're eating pasta every night. But that's just how it is, because but she always kept a positive vibe, and we always kept a positive vibe, and that's what kept us always going forward, and just keep going, you know?
Yeah. And speaking about, you know, you growing up and your mom, you know, being a single mom, and you know, you just struggling and going through all that, you know, how was it as far as, you know, people, because there's times where, say for instance, you're Caucasian, right?
Yeah.
White, right?
Yeah, black and white.
Oh, you black and white. Your dad's black. So I'm full black, right?
Yeah.
So we have friends growing up in a project that were white, black and white mixed, whatever. But then you have some kids who felt like, you know, yo, you look at this white boy trying to rap.
Yeah.
You know, did you ever get that, or if you did, like, how was it? You know, wanting to pursue this and people in your ear.
I'm not gonna say necessarily that, because in Meriden, like, I was kind of cool with like a lot of people. Like, I was never like friends with like too many people, but I was very cool with them, because they, you know, they felt my vibe, and I was always nice to people. I was never like demeaning towards anyone. So I mean, there was never really an issue there with like the circle that I'm in. But there probably is outside people who do have that feeling.
But not personally
that
directed
I don't know.
to you.
Yeah, no, like,
Okay,
I've never personally had it directed towards me, but I mean, there is probably people who feel that way. But I mean, in the end, we're all a piece of each other. We're all related, no matter how much you think that we aren't. You know, we all have the same blood.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter, like, the color. Like, what color? I don't see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To
me, everything is blind, because, you know, I'm just a person, you're just a person.
Absolutely.
Everyone else is just a person, because we all are the same species. You know, how are you going to say we're different,
right.
you know?
You're absolutely right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, and going into your music, right? Your music, right? As far as your writing, you know, you write your own music.
Yeah.
You know, what is the process and of your passion, right? Because it's difficult to say that music. It's difficult for me to just say, is music your passion? Let me ask you that.
Yes.
Is it? So basically, you just found your passion.
Exactly.
I mean, how important is music to you going forth with all the struggle and bumps in the road that you're going to go through, and how hard it's going to get? How important is it to you to stay on that path? And then still at the same time deliver that message. 'Cause anybody can go left and deliver that other stuff,
Exactly.
but deliver that message.
It's definitely tough. I mean, all I know is now, it's definitely my passion, but all I know is now is that I have way too much money invested to stop.
Yeah.
So like, there's no turning back from here, honestly. Like, once I spend over $100 on something, I don't think I'm gonna quit on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going, and definitely as the love comes, like, I hope I receive more and more, and I'm just gonna keep reciprocating it to everybody else. You know what I mean? So that's all that matters. I just want to keep getting love just so I can reciprocate it. Because if I do get rich and famous, which is, I mean, obviously it's a goal because you want to have a better life than what you have now, but I want to give back.
Yes.
You know, I've always looked up to people like Oprah or something,
Yes,
because
yes.
she has her own orphanage and stuff. Like, I mean, I would love to do something like that. And then especially being from Meriden, you see a lot of just like poverty,
Yes.
and you see a lot of like misguided people, and I always wanted to like do something for the kids, because I mean, the only outlet we really had was we have like a little boxing gym and stuff, but I mean, we used to ride bikes and skateboard pretty much. That was like, that's the most popular thing to do. And we had a skate park, and they took our skate park away.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
like even then, it was far for us. It was on the other side of town for us, so we couldn't even really start going until we were teenagers.
Gotcha.
But like, I want to build skate parks. I want to
Definitely.
build a lot of things and just have a lot of programs for kids, and like,
That's
and
what's up.
just keep them off the streets, and like, you know, teach them something. You know, if you want to start rapping, or just follow your passion, follow
Yes.
your dreams, and then
Yes.
just make it. You know,
That's what's up.
everyone's
feel you.
great.
I feel you. And those are the people who make it, the ones who are genuine, the ones who have a purpose, you know. And I feel you have that purpose, you feel
Thank
me?
you.
And you just flooded, you know, the youth right now with advice, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome, you feel me?
Thank you.
And you know, a lot of great things is happening in our city, in Connecticut, you know.
Yeah.
For a long time we've been the underdogs, but a lot of great things is happening. What is your view on our scene, and our hip hop scene in Connecticut?
I think Connecticut's gonna blow up pretty soon, because there is many good artists out
Yes.
here right now. Like a lot of dudes who are making moves, dudes who are, I mean, it's like every day I scroll on my feed, someone's doing something new. It's either a new show, they're signing to a record label,
Yeah,
they're making
yeah.
a new video or something. You know, it's like, it's just progressing.
Nice.
And that's what I like to see, at least.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired of being second fiddle to New York all the time,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
It's the same thing. We all, in the same region, we all have the same, like, somewhat similar styles.
Yeah,
It's not that much of a difference. Like, if you listen to Annoyed or something like that, you
Yeah.
know, you would think he was from New York. Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and when he's right here.
Yeah,
You feel me?
exactly.
Yeah. No, you're definitely right. And your first, I mean, your new project that you're working on. Is it something new that you got coming up?
Yeah, I'm actually dropping a single called Dumpa with my cousin Michael Mack, and that's dropping the 28th. And then I have a single called Third Eye Open, and that's dropping on 420, and it's gonna have a video. I'm trying to do that one big. I think that's gonna be one of my hits.
Yeah.
So I hope that one takes off really nicely. And then other than that, I got a lot of singles lined up. I'm not gonna do an album or an EP for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start dropping singles and then see how they do. You know.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And for people to get all that information and your Instagram and all that good stuff, where they can find that?
Instagram, Twitter, all the social media at AOutlaw8 or at Aiden Outlaw, and that's AEDANOUTLAW.
Nice.
And then you can find me on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Deezer, any
Nice.
streaming platform at Aiden Outlaw, AEDAN Outlaw.
Nice. And is there anything else you want people just to get from you as a person, as a musician? Just anything that you want them to know? Your fans, your supporters?
Well, definitely I want to thank anyone who takes the time to listen to my music, because I appreciate it. I do it for you. I just do it for someone who needs something positive in their life and a message, something to think about. And I want to shout out my boys, definitely, who are here that came with me. Everybody in my group not my group, I kind of name it my wave, Free Soul Block, because
Free Soul Block.
Yeah.
Shout out to Free Soul Block.
Yep, because there's a lot of lost souls out there, so you guys just need to be free.
Absolutely.
Just keep yourself unchained, you know?
Love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's great.
I love your
Yeah.
passion, man.
Thank you.
Man, listen, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow this man, Aiden Outlaw. For watching the DMTS Radio Show, be sure to download the DMTS Radio Music app. You can find Aiden up there, and also subscribe to our YouTube page at DMTS Radio. Thank you.
I'm out for presidents. Show up at your residence looking evil like Resident. Voice so resonant that'll make you hesitant. Tell the dirty damn man you better represent. Represent, ayy. Represent. Represent, represent, ayy. Represent, represent, ayy. Represent, represent, ayy.
Hey, I'm up for presidents. I'm up for presidents. Don't mean Obamacare. We're bulletproof like Obama's head. I'm about to blow like Obama head. It's off with your head like Osama's head. I'ma fuck through with the riot gear. Pull up with the games, you can try your head. But just as you know, we ain't buying here. Jumped with the porch as a young. Always said I was the one. Cannot be seen as no dumb. Counted up, run up the funds. Smoking the gas, got no lungs. Try my line going dumb. I'm in her belly like Tom's. With a young. I gotta represent. Put off for my city, be coming in. The boys getting tired like Michelin. I get to work and I'm risking it. I spit that dope, now you feeling it. The beat like a shot cause I'm drilling it. I knew you feeling it. I got to represent.
Represent, represent, ayy. Represent, represent, ayy. Represent, represent, ayy. Represent, represent, ayy.
Pray like I need to, I see through the see-through. Don't let the greed and dishonor mislead you. Better days in my image, I draw it out. You can paint the picture when I'm finished. Just make sure the blood turns green when it's spilling. Who you killing? Let's try to get a million. Who? Oh, your brother, your sister. We praying so hard, hope the landlord don't evict us. Ignorance, no bliss.